Queen, we will rock you. That's right. We will rock you. Dong dong. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thank you so much. This is the SHIB TV Live Broadcasting Network. Woo! And tonight we have a big reveal. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by the good people of SHIB, Binance, Ethereum, Crypto.com, BlackRock, Robinhood. Massive love shout out to every single person in the room. Massive love shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming and participating. We were trying to get this off the ground and running just minutes earlier. That wasn't to be. Sorry about that. What's the other one? Helix. By Helix, right? We will rock you. Hold on to your party hats. We're going to get right back in here. Want to make sure that this is running. Yes, we're back here. Massive love show to you. Yes, we're back here. Oh, yeah, there we go. No echo intended. No pun intended either, right? I want to make sure we get everybody. What do we got going on? Okay, we're going to tell you the news. 4012388. And yes, SHIB should be taking off momentarily as the month goes on. And we got massive news coming out in October. We got some massive movements. We were talking about Shibarium, the ecosystem development team's blockchain, layer 2 blockchain that's supposed to enhance everybody's money with very little cost to them. So massive love show to everybody that comes in. Massive love show to Ballcat. Massive love show to Jason Cox. And sorry for not coming back sooner. We were on just a few minutes ago, but we had an issue with the internet. It died on us. I don't know why, but every time I come on live, it has a problem. Maybe there's too many things opened up. Okay, yesterday we had 1,694,000 SHIB destroyed. Yeah, it's so strange, right? Yeah, every time I come on, it's dying. 1,076,000. Pry! Roy. Massive love shout to Roy. Hello there. And make sure, Roy, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We do burn 80% of everything we take in from this channel. So that goes into the reduction of SHIB, enhancing your wealth. So that your wealth creation is on its way. Right, so we want to get monetized. We are only, what are we at? 60, we're 60 people subscribing to the channel. Where am I from? I'm from Canada. We are hailing out of Alberta, Calgary, right now. So we're bringing this live to you from Calgary, Alberta. I do represent the SHIB 50/50 raffle. If anyone's interested, go to SHIB5050raffle.com. That again is SHIB 50/50. No, nothing in there. It's just 50/50. 5050 raffle.com. That's the website. Do a little bit of explaining on the back end of what we do. But 50/50 raffle, just as it sounds, 50% goes towards the winner, 50% goes towards the reduction of SHIB. Woo! Everybody wins in this raffle. We're constantly what? Adding more wealth to your SHIB, which everybody wants, right? Everybody wants more money. That's what the raffle's all about. Everything's in SHIB. You buy a ticket with your SHIB, you get rewarded in SHIB, and we reduce SHIB. So all it is a transfer in, transfer out, just like a raffle would be in fiat currency. It's the exact same idea, except this one, everybody wins in the raffle draw. So the update is we didn't sell any tickets. We've been around since October of last year. We haven't sold a single ticket to anybody. The whole idea of this was to gain what? Popularity. More volume, more people coming in, more people seeing that what we're doing, and educating every single person on the planet, especially organizations, because they're getting paid to reduce SHIB. They haven't caught on to it. God knows why. I do have ebooks coming out for people that are interested in starting their own business and then using SHIB utilizing SHIB to enhance their growth with reductions in what? Corporate losses. So when you order something and it's damaged, you drop, if you're in retail, you got clothing that was double stitched, triple stitched. You can't do anything with it. You have to send it out to get fixed. You find out that it's going to cost double of what you paid for it because you bought in bulk. And it's not every single item that's double stitch, triple stitch. It's only a certain amount of items, like 60, 70 different items. That's a write-off. All that's a write-off. But what isn't a write-off is the recount on it, where it's from, and doing a breakdown of it to try and get your money back from the organization. But you're not going to get back your wages. You're not going to get back the time that you lost to do the revenue count on it. You're not going to get all those things back. So that's what the ebook is all about, is to bring awareness to that. And then I'm going to break it down for every single company and organization throughout the world, how it's different from them, and then they'll fill out different forms from wherever they are in the world on tax relief, okay? And how you can utilize SHIB to offset your losses for wages, for time consolidations. Anyone understand that? Thanks, Ol. Yeah, so want to make sure that everybody understands that concept. Oh. Okay, so what do we have? We have burns from yesterday. We went 1 million yesterday. Burned 1.3 yesterday. 1.331 million SHIB removed from circulating supply. Every time we reduce SHIB, adds what? Value back to every single wallet holder. Think of it as a baseball card. You have a rookie card, Bobby Hall. Bobby Hall has 80,000 Bobby Hall cards in circulation. All of a sudden, Bobby Hall cards only have 79,000. 1,000 of them were gone. What does the value of the rest of the 79,000? Does it go up or down? If someone said it goes down, they're wrong. Less cards means more valuable. Exactly. SHIB is the exact same way. Publicly burning SHIB. Every single person on the planet has that ability. That's what sets it apart. That's the massive utility that lies behind SHIB. It can't replenish any of what was destroyed. So everything that's destroyed is gone forever. Can't come back. Finished. Finito. Gonzo. That's what gives its ability. That's why the 50-50 raffle, I was thinking, because everybody wants to make money, everybody's going to talk about the 50-50 raffle. Everybody's going to want the piece of the pie of the 50-50 raffle, because it's constantly adding more money to every single person on the planet that bought SHIB, making them what? Even more money, because more people are jumping into it. Not the raffle, SHIB, right? SHIB, circulating supply, right? Everybody wants a piece of the pie. 589 trillion at 4 zeros, 1288 is a no-brainer, in my opinion. Even if it's at 3 zeros, 8888, it's still a no-brainer. It's the only circulating supply that's reducing the amount that's available to every single person on the planet. So everybody should be taking part in it. There shouldn't be a single soul out there that doesn't want to make money. That's what I thought when I started the 50-50 raffle. I thought, hey, wait a second, I'll create this 50-50 raffle for everybody so that they can take part in it, and we can make enormous amount of money together. And then I find out that it's not what it's cracked up to be, because most people are fearful that it's a hoax. But here's the thing. If it's a hoax, it only lasts once. If we're constantly reducing circulating supply, everybody's making money, it's just going to keep regenerating. Everybody wants to make money, including me, including you, including everybody, right? We all want to make money. So this is a no-brainer. Everybody wants to make money. Why wouldn't we keep doing it? Exactly, because it's continuously making you more money. They don't understand this concept. the more you reduce it, the more valuable it becomes. And there's less supply of it. There's less tickets available, of course, because it's constantly reducing its circulating supply. So if there's less tickets, there's less availability. And then what are the costs of the tickets? Well, that's the best part. They're very cheap relative to what you pay for other lottery tickets. They're less than $1 when you look at them. Like SHIB, 56,000 SHIB right now per ticket. If you did the math on it, it would be 61 cents US per ticket. Now, please keep in mind that it's 50 cents to do a transaction. So it's not in the best interest to buy a raffle ticket one, because half of it's going towards sending it. It's like, I bought one ticket for 56,000 SHIB, but it cost me 50 cents to send it. Well, that didn't make any sense, now did it? No. Did you do it on Shibarium? No. And then we talked to Ballcap. Ballcap came back and said that FinTech told him, is it going to your wallet? Now, I don't know which, like I said to him, I don't know where he's getting this from, because majority of what we transfer back and forth, they don't care as long as it's going to a wallet that you execute. Of course, when you do the first initial one, you want to send the minimum, right? Because you don't want to send it to the wrong wallet address. Find out it's the wrong wallet address. You don't get any credit for it. And of course, you have to email me telling me how many you bought. Of course, there's an auto response on the website, so that when you purchase it, you tell me how much you bought based on what availability. And then I give you the tickets. I send you the ticket numbers within 2 or 3 minutes, right? Boom, 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 dad's your uncle. So if you don't get the tickets within 2 or 3 minutes, then you give me a call saying, hey, listen, smart ass, smarten up. I just sent you some SHIB. I'm looking for my tickets. And then I'll respond and I'll send them to you as quickly as possible. That's generally how it works. Just because we want to get the system up and running. I was hoping that I'd get it on Hostinger. Hostinger is actually horrible when it comes to mobile devices. It does not recognize mobile devices at all. It's not very good with mobile. It does a wonderful job with desktop, but not so great with mobile. So it was a platform that I was hoping to use, but it's something I can't use. And my friend that is helping me out here says that I don't understand. AI is going to take over. Yeah, I know AI is going to take over. So he's like, who cares? I said, well, I wanted to help the world. And he's like, yeah, but they don't want the help. So AI is going to take over, and then they can deal with AI. Yeah, at $4 or $5, and you can buy your SHIB for $4 or $5. And by the time you realize it, you're going to be like, well, no, it can't. It's got 589 trillion. Yeah, that's right. It's got 589 trillion SHIB in circulation. And the AI platforms are either going to destroy it or they're going to consume it all. So, and they're not going to sell it. It's like Trump coin. When Trump coin came out, they only put out, 0.25? 25% of the total supply. They held back the 75% of the supply until the price got up there, so that they started dumping the supply on people. Hear my dog snore so loud. That's hilarious. The other part that we're talking about, I don't know, Zir, did you catch the last segment? We're talking about Shibarium spinning the wheels in the mud, trying to figure out how to get the car out of the mud, and they're all looking at each other. And then they came up with a brilliant idea of putting smaller tires on it. So of course, all it did was sink. As they spin the tires, it just sinks. Instead of like being smart about it, sticking some wood in there, or grabbing some rocks so it'd get more friction. No. We'll change the tires. Instead of doing the obvious thing, they do the other thing. The thing that no one thought of. Just like a steam engine without any steam. Right? No water. It's pretty simple. All you do is add H2O and the train will run. They got the coal. They got the engineer. They even have the boiler system going. And they're all standing around looking at it going, why isn't it running? Turtle! What is H2O? Water. Funny guy. Too big in the Philippines. Too big. Low. Olo. Yeah. Pay attention. Pay attention. So, yeah, that's Shibarium in a nutshell. They got Wolf AI reducing SHIB. They had Koi. I don't know what happened with Koi. Like I said before, Koi was kind of funny. Yeah, turtle, man. In the Philippines, too big. When someone says too big, it means water. H2O. Yeah, I thought the same thing when I heard that too from all my Filipino relatives. But it just means water. Exchange reserves are shrinking. Exchange reserves are shrinking between July 31st and August 11th. Exchanges fell by 122 trillion. Well, basically 123 trillion. They just moved 123 trillion, amazing as this is, into cold storage. But what happens? We talked about this earlier, the manipulation, right? So when exchanges move a lot of currency, makes it look like what? Shorting positions. That's exactly what people think. And they do this all the time to manipulate you and do what? Selling. When in fact, it's further from the truth. What they did was took it off the exchanges altogether, moved it to a cold storage, but it's off and no one can see the wallet address anymore because it doesn't exist. It's a cold storage. The exact reason why it's called the cold storage is that you can't see it. Instead of selling, they're accumulating 425 billion SHIB, 10 million moved into cold storage in 24 hours of the windows in the month. A separate transfer of 1.6 billion, 1.6 trillion SHIBs left in cryptocurrencies in one action. Order book dynamics, the fewer tokens sitting on the exchanges. Side liquidity, this liquidity thins out. This means prices move up faster on buying pressure, less resistance. But also, if whales decides to sell, price can move down sharply. No, what it is they keep moving it around. Neptune. Times out by 0. Troll but funny? Yeah. Okay. I didn't catch that. Turtle's back in the house. Massive love show to Turtle Man. Yeehaw. Okay. Whale and cold wallet accumulation, institutional interest rising. Talked about that. Exchanges, withdrawals, and reduction, sell pressures. Talked about that. Burn rates still active, yet volatile. They're up and down, but we haven't had any from Ethereum, Binance, Crypto.com, Robinhood, Coinbase, Blueprint, or was it Bluecoin? Sorry, Bluecoin. Whales, 425 billion to 360 billion, 1.2 trillion, but we did have that 21% moved off of the exchanges and into cold storage, making it look like a shorting position was opening up. People started selling off. Massive love show to Mars. Marley. Massive love show to Mars. So if you haven't heard, Mars, we are the SHIB TV live broadcasting network for everybody. We are massively revealing Shibarium and the ecosystem development team tonight. So as much as they like to think that they're doing something, they're absolutely doing nothing. That's why we call them spinning their wheels in the mud, because they haven't come up with the clue on how to get their car out of the mud or vehicle. Same thing with the locomotion. It's this big engine, this massive engine, but someone's got to tell them that, listen, this is a steam engine. You're trying to get going. 67, Mars. BHV. BHV, magic word. 67. Let's see what we got. You talked about the mud trap. Talked about the layer. Oh, yeah, new coin, Layer Brett. Anyone heard about Layer Brett? Yeah. They're spamming Zier. Got nothing good to say. They're not even funny. That's bad. We told them, you come on here, you got to be funny. At least you got to be funny. The deep dark secret of Shibarium. We already know what the deep dark secret is. They can't seem to get the engine running. They know what it means to get the engine running. That means that they're going to make even more money if they get the engine running, because it's going to increase the volume on Shibarium, because it's one of the lower cost providers available on the marketplace. All they got to do is burn SHIB. You'd think that would be a hard concept for them, but they have a hard time with it. They can't even convince the ones that they have partnership with to start reducing SHIB. Excuse me for a second. Need a water break. So they know what it takes to get it going, yet they don't do anything about it. It's like a steam engine without any water in it. Hey, just put more coal. Stuff it in there. Get that fire going. Higher, hotter. Close the lid. Set up the boiler. The engineer should have told them, listen, you want this engine to run like it's never run before. You might want to stick something in it that's going to make it run rather than hot air. What's on my water bottle? Let me think here. Titans 17. It's a football team. Years ago from 7-Eleven. September surge and the real story. This is the real story, right? The 10 to 20% increase. Yeah, dope. How the pivot actually happens for a SHIB this month. September SHIB spot. Price rate rising 20 to 30% daily ranges. So that's what we can expect in the next upcoming few days. Not weeks, few days, right? So upcoming few days. Technical setups show double bottom breakout potential. Now it's a break-up potential. Only because we're headed into a bull run on the memes or altcoins. October is acceleration month or ballistic month, where everything doubles. It's in value. So that's the one to watch for. We're looking at 20 to 30 times your money. You could possibly get 50 times your money, but we don't want to go and be too optimistic. We haven't had the burns yet. Once will those burns start coming in? We have to wait 4 months. If this is indeed the super cycle, what we could see is a top end continually running, like Shibarium, like BTC. So it ran up to 124,000 and then dropped right back down to 108,000, 107,000, but it stayed above 100,000. Notice that it stayed above 100,000. It hasn't dipped below 100,000 or 105,000. It kept its resistance. So if we have the same sort of theatrics play out, what we could see is SHIB hit all-time highs and stay there. And then reduce by what? 40, 50, not 40, 50%, by about 40% to 45% from the top end. So if it gets to 5, it's going to reduce back down to 2, 1. So 3 zeros, 1, 3 zeros, 2. Somewhere around that range if we're in a super cycle. Now, with SHIB reducing its circulating supply, we could actually see it run higher. Half a cent isn't off the table, but it's hard to stay there. It could run there, but it won't stay there. And then we could see a retraction back to 3 zeros, 1, 3 zeros, 2, somewhere around there. Not bad considering where it was, right? Like right now, where it's at. We did not hit the value of SHIB, so take that into consideration. Do the 5. Is it 5 or 6? I think it's 596. 596. 3 zeros, 596. That's the value. Now, will it stay there? Chances are it won't. It'll dive a little bit. Chair, how are you doing, Chair? How's Chair doing? You enjoying tonight's broadcast? If you don't mind, would you mind subscribing to the channel? We are 40 people away from making it to 1,000. Good to see you too. Yeah, thanks so much for coming. Yeah, so subscribing to the channel, 80% of everything we take in from this channel goes towards the reduction of SHIB. Of course, this is a live burn event, so everything we do on here is live. Same thing with the SHIB 50/50 raffle. 50% goes towards the winner, 50% goes towards the reduction of SHIB, which benefits who? Everybody holding SHIB as we reduce the circulating supply. How does it work? Magic mix, let's play. More wallets, unstoppable demand. That's the whole point of SHIB. Not a quotation, choosing punchline. So yes, Shibarium may be the spinning in the mud. The newcomers may be stealing headlines, but make no mistake, SHIB is still the heavyweight in the ring. September is already exponential. October could be explosive. Only real danger isn't SHIB collapsing. It's you're sleeping through the rally. That's the truth of it right there. People sleeping through the rally. They know it's coming, yet they don't participate until it happens. Everybody wants to make money, but majority of the people like to see stuff that's moving in the right direction, right? So as long as it's going up, they're piling in. But you want to take advantage of it when things are slow. Buy it while it's moving down, right? Most people, when it's going down, they do the exact same thing. I do it. Everybody does it. I can buy it lower. It's going lower. I believe it's going lower. I hope it's going lower. It's better go lower, right? Everybody does the exact same thing. Once it's diving, everybody's like, hey, wait a second. I don't want to get in right now. It's diving. But you're buying value. Everybody's got to understand that you're buying value because it's constantly reducing its circulating supply. Sorry about that. Got to get a water. Okay, segment title. Steam train that forgot the steam. So that's Shibarium right there. Everybody running around the engine trying to figure out why it won't run. They got everything. They got the brakes off. They got the coal in, and they're all trying to figure it out. They're all scratching their heads trying to figure it out. It's so simple. All you need is H2O. but they're going to let it burn to the ground because they can't figure out why it's not running. This huge locomotion that's supposed to do 80 miles an hour down the track, and they can't figure it out. Well, the reason why they can't figure it out is because they have to add something so simple to everybody else. It's called H2O, water, to make it run. But they can't figure it out. They're all sitting there spinning around looking for something else when they know exactly how to get it going. They just refuse to do it because it's helping SHIB and the SHIB wallets make money. But it's also increasing the volume on their own platform. So they keep spinning their wheels trying to think of other ways to get it going when they know for a fact the only way to get it going is to add what they already know that they have to do. They just refuse to do it. If you reduce the circulating supply, you're going to add more demand, more volume on Shibarium, making you even more money. They don't want to do it. Why? Well, because they don't want to help out SHIB. There's got to be a different way around it. There isn't. There's got to be. There's more than just SHIB out there. Yeah, but your whole ecosystem has got you've got to change your ecosystem then. You have to change your ecosystem. You cannot revolve your life around SHIB then. If you want to go outside the box, you first got to go outside where you started from in the beginning. Because everybody's got the belief that you're trying to do something for SHIB when you, in fact, don't want to do it. You know what you need to do? You're refusing to do it. It creates volume. If you want royalties in the exchanges, you should have made deals with all the exchanges. Because every single one of them is going to make money except you. You should have came up with a platform that actually burns SHIB as it benefits you. So you would be more inclined to buy more SHIB. But they sold SHIB at below this value. They sold it. So they don't want to buy it. And they don't have the money to buy it because they used that money that they sold SHIB for their own platforms. And the reduction of SHIB, which they were getting, by the way, from Wellies. Wellies gave them the money, and what did they do with it? They started their own metaverse. They went into metaverse. They put a lot of money into the metaverse. They didn't raise the amount of money that they were looking for from the metaverse. That falls again on them. Because the metaverse was supposed to be what? Burning SHIB. It didn't, and it wasn't going to. So therefore, what happens? The ecosystem development team suffer for it. As they should, because it's simple, right? You start at Shibarium. Shibarium needs the volume. The volume comes from burning SHIB to get that volume. If you haven't learned anything by past reconciliations with what's going on with the development team, you would have realized that from the beginning when you burned the 56 billion SHIB and realized that 6 to 7 billion USDT traded every single day to benefit who? To benefit the exchanges. Right. They're the ones who benefited first because it increased their what? Volume. Not on Shibarium, on the exchanges. Your partnerships need to be on those exchanges that you do business with. And then they come to you. Then they do business with you because you're the cheapest on your blockchain so that they can DeFi and put that money aside. That was the whole point of it in the first place, but for some reason, they're trying to find a way around it. Like I said, it's pretty simple. All they got to do is a couple little things, and they're already there. September surge, historical September red month for most cryptos. But SHIB, bucking the trend, is ready. Range increases in technical signals, flashing green. Analysts now project 22% to 163% upside moves and potential. Possibility to even more than whale accumulation resumes. Who's leading the pack? SHIB whales are the ones quietly steering the ship. So whales are steering the ship while developer team stalls. Whales are accumulating and setting up for the next liquidity squeeze. Exchanges like Binance remain critical. Gatekeepers. If they flip the burn switch and accumulate harder, they'll lead the pack instantly. Global watch list, the silent leaders. Okay, so before get too far into this, I do have an announcement for everybody. I'm starting ebooks to tell or explain to every organization, every nonprofit, every single organization on the planet how they can benefit by reducing SHIB circulating supply through corporate tax loss. So instead of taking the loss on your own, dividing up the losses and reducing the amount that you're losing by getting paid to reduce and buy SHIB. So I've done a vague segment on this on a video earlier yesterday. I believe it was earlier yesterday or the day before about this. It's a freebie. It's a video that's for everybody, for every single organization on the planet that helps benefit them. So that when they take on losses, we're going to go into retail. An example. You get a shipment of clothing that comes in. Now it's got underwears, it's got pantyhose, it's got socks, t-shirts, pants, jeans, dress pants, slacks for the ladies. And you notice that all your t-shirts, on your men's t-shirts, all have double stitching on the shoulders. Okay, and it's freighted. Doesn't look very good because one side's perfect, the other side's got this double stitching. So it sticks out like a sore thumb. If you send it to Stitches or send it to back to get manufactured properly, where they take the stitching out and fix it, it's going to cost you double what the shirts are. You can't charge double what the shirts are. Half the supply of your shirts are now discarded. So they all have to get sent back. So how much is that going to cost you? If it costs you double, plus the loss of time that you've lost on it and the loss of what? So I can turn around and send that to the outlet store, charge 20% less, put that on my books, and say that I took a loss of the whole shipment, and I gave a reduction, 80% off, 40%, 60% off of these t-shirts, and put them to an outlet store. Now the outlet store is not mine, so I have to pay somebody to look after that product for me. But I get to write that off because it's a third party. Okay. The shipping have to count for them twice. Then the person that does the quality control, they look over it. They say that it has flaws, serious flaws. Okay. So you got a couple choices. You write off the t-shirts that were in there. Yes, 100% write off. You don't have to worry about that, right? Okay, what about the quality control person? You can't write them off. How about the lost time that the shipment took place in? You try and get the shipper, the people who sent you it, the money back from them, saying, listen, you sent me some cross-stitching that I can't undo. It's going to cost me this much money. Please compensate me. What they're going to say is the next time we send a shipment, we're going to pay for half of it. Well, fair enough, right? But what about the time that I lost? What about the accountability? What about the CFO getting paid for this loss of revenue? What about my inventory now has got all this cuts that I can't claim? I can claim the product loss. I can't claim the wages that I've lost. I can't claim the amount of money that would have been spent out of pocket to get reimbursed to have this new order sent to me immediately to make up for these shirts that I've lost out on. No. And it's not feasible. So they're not going to cover that cost. They're going to cover the cost of the whole shipment, so it breaks it down, right? But they're only going to cover a quarter of the cost because it's only 20 shirts, right? So how do I write that off? All those lost wages, the lost time, the CFO's time, the manager's time, the foreman's time, the girls at the back counter. How do How do I equate their time that was spent on this? Because now I go and get another person in or pay them overtime to do this inventory check. How do I do that? How do I write that off? Utilizing SHIB gives me that opportunity. So before SHIB didn't exist, you didn't have a choice but take the loss, the whole loss. Now, what you can do is double the loss, burn and buy SHIB with half of the cost. So let's say the t-shirts are going to cost you $700. You're going to double it and go $1,400 for the shirts. You're going to claim double the amount of shirts, right? Then you're going to buy SHIB, then reduce the circulating supply with it, saying that it's a corporate write-off on the amount of product that was lost. Boom, dad's your uncle. So now you're making money on the back end and you're burning it. Everybody understand this? Okay, well, I'm going to go into greater details in my ebooks. So if you didn't catch it, if you don't understand it, don't worry about it. We're going to have you with videos on the freebies, which is basically what I just gave you right now. Joblin was timed out by Zare. Good job, Zare. Yeah, remember Joblin. Joblin is awesome, but he's very, very disturbed individual. Yeah, that one was harmful. Yeah, so if you don't understand that concept, that's okay. If you want to start a business later on in life, utilizing SHIB, it's really simple. We're going to have a breakdown of every single different industry in the world. So for everybody, so from construction workers or construction PLC, PCL, or standard, or Volker Steven, anyone in concrete, anyone doing roofing, it's the same idea. Okay? Everything that you get always has a loss. And you're only able to claim what is the loss. Not the wages, not the hours, not the time, not the gas. Okay? All that is accumulated by the company and absorbed by the company. They don't get that time back. And you want to timestamp that. And that goes for coffee shops, okay? You break a coffee mug and it had a full pot of coffee and it fell for some reason. It just worn out. Bottom fell out of it. You have to replace it. Neptune! Carry the... There you go. Neptune was timed out by Zare. There goes Zare. So, yeah. What happens with that is what? You write it off. But the person that was holding it, did they get injured? Right. That goes on insurance, right? The insurance pays for that because the wages, you don't have to worry about that through WCB. But what happens if that person never got injured? They dropped it, smashed into a million pieces. One full pot of coffee. They can rip the whole pot of coffee off. The 12 cups of coffee that they're going to claim on, even though it had only 10. They claim the whole 12 cups of coffee. But the cleanup, they can't claim. The lost revenue from the cleanup, they can't claim. The throwing it in the garbage can, they can't claim. The amount of time that's going out and spending on buying another one. The cost of buying another one, they can claim it. The hours that were gone in ordering it falls on them. So that's lost revenue because it's stuff that's not supposed to happen that happened. And when they order, what happens if they order and it only has 8 cups instead of 10 cups? That's 2 cups per order they miss out on. So it's double work, less pay. What happens? They discard it? No. They have to put it on the back that they have to order another one. They're going to still use the same pot. They can't send it back because it's already been used. They could send it back if it came in and they looked at it and said, well, we need it, but it's the wrong one. They're still going to use it. It's just going to be a backup when the new one arrives with the 10 cups. They're going to go talk to the distributor. The distributor's going to say, we sent you a 10 cup. Well, no, you didn't. You said, and it goes back and forth for a bit. 2 or 3 hours, they got a new one coming. But 2 or 3 hours of the manager being on the phone with this person, what they didn't allow them to spend with other customers to get their problems resolved. So what happens? 2 or 3 hours is a huge difference in wages, but the company can't write that off. SHIB gives them that opportunity to write that off. The whole thing, every down to the last penny. They get to claim the coffee pot. They get to claim the order of the coffee pot. Of course, you're not going to order one. You're going to order several. They get one. One of the coffee pots is 8 instead of 10. Well, that one now is going to go on the back burner, but by that time, they're still using it. The coffee's stronger. They call it dark roast. Anyway, you get the concept. I got ebooks coming out. It's going to explain it to you in finer detail for the corporations that want it. Now, you want it, raise your hand. Email me. SHIB burn50.50 at Google at gmail.com. Google at gmail.com. Okay, we're going to get away from the ebooks and move to the comic twist ending. Wrap it up with a punchline. Yes. Jab devs doing absolutely nothing. So that's them working on this steam engine, trying to get it running. Can't get it running. Can't figure it out. All you got to do is burn SHIB. It's pretty simple, right? Pretty straightforward. Get the royalties working from every of the crypto exchanges. Tell them the exact same thing. Hey, you want more volume in SHIB? All you got to do is reduce the circulating supply. That's going to create more volume. More volume means more money. More money means what? Repeat the process. Exactly. We talked about this before. Yes, absolutely. We talked about it before. Who's lending the angle? Whales, exchanges, not devs. Because the whales are accumulating. Exchanges are accumulating. But what's Shibarium doing? They're not accumulating like they should be. If they're smart, that's what they would do. They would be getting royalties from every exchange, from every banking institution that they can get their hands on, partner up with them, get the royalties from it, and then start reducing SHIB, increasing more and more volume. More and more volume means more and more money for them. Exactly. Doesn't mean more and more money for you currently. But it does mean that the volume picks up, which means you start getting what? Excited. Absolutely. Who's lending the pack? Who's leading the pack? Leaderboard. Positively hit harder on broadcasting. Got it. Waiting for the giant. The burn that never came. That's like the water that never came. They burnt the engine straight to the ground, and all of them standing around. What went wrong? What did I do wrong? And then some kid, some 8-year-old kid, where's the water? Don't you need water for a steam engine? Oh, snap. Don't you need burns to increase your value? Oh, snap. Bing. Hello. Yeah. Lack of vision from SHIB Development Core. That's exactly what it is. Global players still on the sidelines. Ethereum still not coordinated. SHIB burns integration. Waiting. I don't know why they're waiting. All eyes on whether Shibarium volume can drive the breakthrough. Robinhood, SHIB sits millions, trillions of SHIB in retail accounts. Robinhood yet to burn strategy has deployed from their massive holdings. Exactly. So they haven't done anything either. BlackRock, Aladdin platform with trillions under management. Their silence on SHIB reduction is deafening. Any signal here, the game changer from institutions' adoptions. Crypto.com, despite being the largest SHIB holder, one of the largest SHIB holders, they also are yet to execute an accumulation moves that should stabilize SHI global market positioning. They still haven't reduced any SHIB either. The real question, who will be first? Which exchange do you think will be first? We should have a contest on this, right? I should be giving away t-shirts, like in SHIB shirts, to every single person that comes in and makes a comment. Who's going to be the first to reduce SHIB circulating supply? Which exchange is going to be first? Which AI platform do you suspect is going to be the first to start accumulating massive sums of SHIB? Should have those kind of contests. Will major exchanges like Binance, Coinbase step it up with burns, or will another crypto, Ethereum, Solana, even Doge? Yeah, see, even Dogecoin start accumulating SHIB as a strategic hedge, like Tron has, like Koi has. But again, same problem. No one's reducing. Why? I don't know. They know what it takes to create volume. They know what it takes to create value for their investments, and they're getting paid to reduce SHIB. The rest of us don't get paid to reduce it. They get paid to reduce it. They get paid in the form of volume. Cryptocurrencies get paid in the price difference, and they get paid to do it as well. Through what? But again, please keep in mind that goodwill is only 2 to 3% of the total profit. Burning SHIB falls within the guidelines of 20 to 30%, depending on which country of code of conduct that you're in. But keeping this in mind, if I was Ethereum or Binance, I'm in 20 different countries. I burn SHIB once, 1 billion. In 20 countries, I claim 1 billion from all of them. Every single country. That's 20 times I get to claim 1 billion SHIB reduced. Do you understand that? You're getting twice, you're getting what, 20 times what you've burned back in money? And then you only burn 1 billion? It's like you don't get the concept at all. Like they don't get it at all. So instead of taking, oh, wait a minute, I'm getting back 20 times what I burned. Shouldn't I burn more? Yeah, you should. Just like the steam engine. You know what it takes to make it move, but you refuse to do it. Why? Because I can make money elsewhere. Well, really? Because this is a no-brainer. I'm getting paid to reduce it. If I got 20 million, 20 times 1, that's 20 billion. Why don't I take and burn 4 billion every quarter and claim it through 20 different countries? Now you're getting it. Now, you have to do the math on it, of course, because you're only doing it quarterly, and you can claim it in all these countries and figure out what the maximum is that you can claim. But if your profit's higher, that means you can burn more. You see how it works? You see how SHIB works and how powerful it is? You're only touching the tip of the iceberg. You're only starting to touch the tip of the iceberg. Because every organization that sells cryptocurrencies on their exchanges can do this. 500 of them. All 500 of them can't afford to buy 30 trillion SHIB. And there's not enough supply for all of them to buy 30 trillion SHIB. There's not enough supply for them to buy 10 trillion SHIB. There's only 123 trillion left in circulation. 122.9 left in circulation for everybody to buy. Unfortunately, most people don't understand that concept. Unfortunately. They just see the 589 trillion, which is an illusion. It's not 589 trillion. It's only 123 trillion. 122.9 or 122.8. It's around there. How to deliver this on the air. Wolf AI is reducing SHIB. We're going to leave it at that, guys, for tonight. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing. And thanks, Zir, for being the police. Again, massive love show to you. Massive love show to every single person that comes in here and takes advantage of us and comes in and shares their point of view. We are 60, or what is it, 58 wallet holders away, or 58 subscribers away from going to 1,000. And massive love show to you. Woo, woo, woo. Thanks for your support and subscribing to the channel. We want to make sure that everybody's informed and keeps up to date with what's going on. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to make as much money as humanly possible in the next little while. That's why we keep coming back and talking about it, so that everybody can take advantage of it. Where SHIB's going in the future is up. October next month is double down month. Well, if you're not into SHIB by the 20th of October, and you start FOMOing, then you're going to be talking to me and talking to everybody on this channel saying, where were you? You should have been here months ago, back in July, when we were telling people to start accumulating on a weekly basis, but only accumulate, what? A lottery ticket's worth, right? So this isn't your financial advisor. I don't know anything about your finances, nor do I wish to. So please keep that to yourselves. Make sure that if you come onto the channel that you're only saying about that you own about more than 5 million SHIB. If you say you own more than 50 million SHIB, that's fine. If SHIB goes to $10 and you wonder why everybody's asking you for money, that's on you. Okay? So that's why we don't want people talking about how much they owe or how much they own. Right? Zir? We want to make sure that everybody has a great time here and a wonderful experience coming to the channel, coming to TV Broadcasting Network, so that you can learn something. Hopefully you learn something, or you teach me something, which is possible. I don't know everything that there is, but I do know a lot about SHIB, and I do know a lot about the other cryptocurrencies. Yeah, have a good night, Zir. And we're going to share this with John 3:16. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, as the Lamb of God, right? He taketh away the sin of the world. Have mercy on all of us as we ask for forgiveness. Something pure and innocent had to die for your sins. So the wager of sin is death. So before Jesus Christ, there was the Lamb. Usually young, had no blemishes, no markings of any kind. Perfect in every way. It had to die so that you could be forgiven. Because you cannot be with God as a sinner. You had to be without sin. So you had to go to the altar and ask for God to forgive you of your sins. God forgave you of your sin when you cut the throat of the goat. Pure in every way. So that you knew the wager of sin. So that it would stop you from sinning. So go forth and sin no more. God took that with him on the cross. Jesus laid down his life and his blood was shed so that you could have forgiveness and be one with God again as a non-sinner. So that was the wager of Jesus Christ. That's why every head will bow, every knee will bend to Jesus Christ, because he is the Lord. Once you come across him, you understand that he is the Lord, thy Father in heaven, and everybody is at the mercy of Jesus Christ. The only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ. So that when you go to Jesus Christ and ask him to forgive you, you knew the wager of your sin was that he had to die so that you may have life. Amen. God bless each and every one of you. Jesus loves you all. That had to hit you here. So when you take on the prayer and ask for Jesus to forgive you, Jesus will forgive you as long as you remember that he died for you on the cross. His blood was shed for you so that you would have eternal life in heaven. Amen. God bless you all. Take good care of each other. Have a great, wonderful night. Until tomorrow, you'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow, we'll just keep moving on. Good night, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from wherever you are in the world. Zir, really appreciate it.